First than anything, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Robert, Amir, Rosa, Nick, for joining us today. Um, let's dive in. Leanne, thank you for joining us. Leanne, you're the product specialist in Hygrozyme. Um, Thrilled to have you here. What can you tell us about Hygrozyme?
Yeah, I'm gonna share a presentation here, and we're gonna walk through kind of each of our products very briefly, and then Robert, if you have any questions, or Gustavo, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me at any point, and we will go from there.
Thank you.
Okay. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So without further ado, this is Hygrozyme 101. As Gustavo said in his introduction, I'm Leanne. I'm the product specialist, and it's always really exciting for me when I get to connect with growers and be able to walk through our products. So we're going to go through each one here fairly briefly and then see where we get to. So Hygrozyme, we're a 360-degree manufacturer based in Delta, BC, which basically means all of our processes from formulation to production to shipping, logistics, everything is done right here in-house. So we have total control, and we can maintain quality and consistency and make sure that every product that goes out meets our standards and hits those specs. So those are just some photos from our manufacturing facility and production area there. And then these are just a select few of our brands, our growers that proudly trust us and use our products. And these are spread across Canada and the United States. There's a lot more than these as well, but these are just a select few. Okay. So without further ado, let's jump in. So Gustavo and I were just talking about this before the call started, but Hygrozyme as a company, we've been around for 50 years. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary, and Hygrozyme as a product is our flagship product and was launched over 25 years ago. So has a really solid reputation within the industry. And it's really just a fantastic product. The formulation has been exactly the same for 25 years. It hasn't changed one bit. And there's a reason for that, which is it works really well. So what it is, it's an enzyme-based product to accelerate the breakdown of dead root matter within the plant. So we use the main enzyme in this product is called cellulase, and it goes in and it breaks down the cellulose of the dead root matter and turns all of that dead root matter back into simple sugars and nutrients that are fed back to the plant through the rhizosphere to help not only prevent root rot, but also to strengthen the roots, give faster, better growth, and increase yield as well. When it comes to root rot, prevention is really important because there's no real cure for root rot once it's set in. The most you can do is try and trim off some of those affected roots or take, the affected plants out. But root rot can spread through water as well. So it is really important that you're using Hygrozyme as a preventative to make sure that root rot never becomes a problem for you in the first place. On the left-hand side here, we have a picture from Qualifier Farms. They use our Hygrozyme in their rooting process, and this is a picture of one of their clones. And you can see that it just has really solid white roots and really strong root development. And that's just about a week or so into the cloning phase. So quite impressive results there. And in addition to root rot prevention and increasing yield, we have some really great other benefits of this product as well. It will feed beneficial microbes if you're adding those in, so it will increase the efficacy of your beneficials, supercharge that root zone. Like I said, increase yield up to 20%, as well as increase total cannabinoids up to 15% and flower diameter up to 6% as well. So overall, you're just going to see greener, healthier, stronger plants and improved quality of the bud as well. And if you're using like a living soil or compost tea, Hygrozyme is a great addition for that too. Okay. This product is really easy to use as well, which is always really nice. It's used as a root drench, again, right from the beginning of your grow cycle. You can use it in your propagation phase all the way straight through to flower up until 1 week before harvest. And it's at a rate of 8 to 10 milliliters per gallon added right into your reservoir. We do have a feed calculator on our website as well that can help you figure out the exact dose for your reservoir system. And this is another great picture from one of our craft growers, Stone Grove, here in Canada. They're using Hygrozyme and High Clean. And as you can see from that photo, their flower is absolutely gorgeous. Oh. And then for the commercial side, we do have a concentrated version of Hygrozyme as well, our Hygrozyme concentrate. So it's the exact same formula. Nothing has changed. It's just 5 times stronger. So this will save you on space. It will save you on shipping costs as well, as it's much lighter. And it also is a lower price per liter as well. So for commercial facilities, larger scale, this is a really great option to keep in mind. Okay. And that's basically it for Hygrozyme. Did we have any questions on Hygrozyme before we move into the next one?
Do you guys have any questions for Leanne, the public? Let's see. I don't think we have any questions for Hygrozyme. I think we're good on that one.
All right. We'll jump into it. So this is all in order of release. So we'll get into the new ones towards the end here. But the next one up is our High Clean. This is my personal favorite product. I think every grow could fit this into their recipe. And it's really quite an important product. So this is our natural irrigation line cleaner. It is pH neutral, and the active ingredient is a chelating agent. So this product you can run in your reservoir throughout the whole growth cycle, right in with your nutrients. It's kind of, you just add it in there, keep adding it with every tank changeover. And what it does is it will increase the solubility of all of your nutrients, salts, and all of the different products that you're adding into your reservoir so that they move through the lines cleaner. And keep the lines clear and help to prevent things like buildup, nutrient lockout, salt residue on lines, hard water staining, anything like that. It is safe for drip irrigation systems. It can also be used as an equipment cleaner and a flushing agent throughout the growth cycle. So this is kind of like our all-in-one product for cleaning, flushing, all of that.
That's amazing, Leanne. I didn't know you could use it as an equipment cleaner as well.
Yeah, it works really well as an equipment soak because of the mechanism, like I said, where it's increasing that solubility. You do want to leave it to soak for a little bit. So it's really great for things like trays, anything that you can kind of put in a bucket or something and leave it to sit for a while and then just give it a quick rinse, and it should come out really, really clean.
And quick question, is it the same dosing as for the lines, or does the dosing change?
The dosing does change. So for the lines, we keep it quite low at 1 ml per gallon. If you're wanting to do a deep clean, especially depending on how much residue and buildup you have on your equipment, you can go anywhere from 2 to 10 milliliters per liter. So a little bit of a higher dose.
Awesome. Great to know. Thank you for letting us know.
Absolutely. And the key thing for this product is that it is completely compatible with beneficials and living organisms. So that's what makes it really great for preventative maintenance. And that will help decrease your time and labor spent on your changeover as well, because it makes it really quick to just rinse everything through, do a quick deep clean on your lines, and then you're right ready to start your next cycle again.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the photo on the left there is from our hard water test. So you can find that on our YouTube and our Instagram. I think it's in our library page on Grow World as well under our High Clean section. And basically that test, we make a simulated hard water that's about 2,000 ppms. That's what you see in the vial labeled without. And then all we've done is add in just a small syringe of High Clean. And if you watch that video, you can kind of see it happen right before your eyes. I think it happens in about 20 or 30 seconds or so. And it goes from what you see on the left to what you see on the right. And that's just High Clean's magic at work in making all of those minerals more soluble so that you can actually visibly see the water go exactly clear. And that's exactly what's going to be happening in your lines when you use this product as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch. It's like a magic trick. Okay. So yeah, we talked about this just a couple seconds ago, but like we said, there's a lot of different ways to use High Clean. You have your preventative maintenance, which is 1 ml per gallon during your cycle. You can also use it as a deep clean between cycles when you're changing over at 2 milliliters per liter of water, and then just flush that through and you're ready to start again. And then an equipment soak as well at 2 mils per liter. Like I said, if you have really heavy salt buildup, you can always increase that up to 10 milliliters per liter, and just leave it to soak for up to 24 hours. But anything over an hour or two should be enough to loosen all of that salt up, and then you can give your equipment a quick rinse. And it can also be used. Yeah.
Quick question. For example, for the growers out there that are using grow pots like the mesh bags, could you also soak those in there and it'll clean out all the salts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to want to give them like a spray down after. What I've seen work really well is if you soak those mesh or fabric pots in a High Clean solution and then take them out. And if you have like a hose with a spray head, just spray them down and that salt should just kind of wash right off.
Amazing. Thank you. That's going to be really helpful.
Yeah. Those fabric pots tend to get really hard salt buildup, and that's the white you'll see all around it. So High Clean's a really good solution for that as well. Yeah, and then you can also use it as a flushing agent at the end of the grow at higher concentrations, like 5 milliliters per gallon. It will also help to lower EC. So towards the end of your cycle, if you run a flush, this is a good ad for that. You can lower your EC a little bit quicker with the addition of High Clean, and you'll be able to use less water. So if you're using something like RO water, that can get pretty expensive. And this will help reduce the amount of water you have to run through your flush.
Awesome.
Okay. Any questions on High Clean before we move on?
I don't see any questions. I think we're good.
All right. So we'll move into High Shield next. That was our third product lineup that came out 2021, I believe. It's about four years ago now. I can't believe we're almost in 2025. And High Shield is our natural plant immunity booster. So this one's pretty cool. The active ingredient in this product is called chitosan. And chitosan is derived from the exoskeletons of crustaceans. It's like crab shells, shrimp shells, things like that. And it's an ingredient that otherwise would just end up in the landfill. People don't have a whole lot of use for discarded crab shells. So this is a really great purpose for it and makes this product really sustainable. So because chitosan is derived from a living organism, when you're feeding it or when you're applying it to your plants, they're also going to read it as a living organism. Your plant cell walls have receptors that will detect that chitosan and basically read it as a pest. So High Shield will trick your plant into thinking that it's getting attacked, which in turn will activate the autoimmune system of the plant and help protect it from things like bugs, pathogens, environmental stress, and overall just make the plant ready to react and ready to bounce back from that stress. It's a similar concept to the way that a vaccine works. We're introducing just a micro amount of stress so that when something goes wrong in the growth cycle, which we always hope it doesn't, but you never know, plants can be very fickle, your plant is 100% ready to react to whatever situation that is. So High Shield can be applied either as a foliar or as a drench. Our recommendation is to apply as a foliar during veg, and then once you hit flower, switch to a drench. And what that will do is, as a foliar, it will create this very thin, very breathable film on top of your leaves. So it's not going to harm the plant at all. But what it does is it gives the plant cell walls an extra layer of protection from spores, from sucking insects, from heat and cold stress, all of those things, and also trigger the natural defense responses within the plant. In turn, this will also increase essential oil production, which will lead to increased trichome production. So what you'll see at the end, if you apply High Shield from the beginning of your grow right up until the end, you will see just really dense, sticky, resinous buds, which I think that's what we all want. And we've seen some really, really great quality improvements on buds that are grown with High Shield. So if you're looking for something to take your quality to the next level, this would be my number one recommendation. I mean, all of our products are amazing and going to kick up your quality. But specifically for trichome production, High Shield is your go-to. So in addition,
awesome. So that's the benefits.
Yeah, this product is really, really cool. And it's all natural as well, which is a really nice addition. So you're going to maximize your yield potential. You're going to boost the health and strength of your plant. You're going to get thicker stalks to support a heavier canopy up top. And you're also going to have reduced transpiration to help through high heat and cold stress. This is a really great product as well for anyone that's growing outdoors. Anyone in the California, the Bay Area, I know you guys have a lot of like power outages and things like that going on quite often. High Shield will really just act as your insurance policy for situations like that, and really reduce the symptoms from stress that your plants might experience.
Awesome.
So again, like I said, recommended foliar during veg, 5 to 7 milliliters per liter, 19 to 26 milliliters per gallon once a week. And then the drench application for flower is the exact same dosage, just applied as a drench in your reservoir. And again, right from the beginning up until 1 week before harvest, and you should see quite a difference in your overall quality by the end. And we do recommend a pH level of 5 to 6 for High Shield. Outside of that, it's not going to harm anything. That's just the optimal pH range for this product. Okay. So if we don't have any questions, we'll jump on into Hygrozyme.
Let's jump right in.
Cool. So Hygrozyme was released last summer, so about a year and a half ago, and this is our beneficial micro. So it has 5 different species of Bacillus bacteria that are all physiologically compatible with each other, and they work together to enhance yield and give some other really great benefits to your plants as well. So for anyone not familiar with Bacillus, it is a beneficial bacteria that's mostly aerobic, which means it really loves oxygen. And it's naturally found in soil, water, air, everywhere within our environment. It has an optimum growth temperature of about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. So this product is really great for synganic style grows where you might be using a synthetic nutrient, but you want to reintroduce some of those natural beneficial bacteria back into your medium. Hygrozyme is a great way to do that. And we have the 5 species of bacillus listed at the bottom there. We did a lot of research when formulating this product on which species are the best to use, which ones work well together. So those are the 5 that we've chosen.
Awesome.
So Hygrozyme can also help to increase nutrient uptake, which means you're going to get more out of your nutrients, maybe be able to use a little bit less of nutrients and save yourself some money. We have a picture here from Powerhouse and their buds grown with Hygrozyme. And yeah, so through nitrogen fixation, phosphate solubilization, and siderophore production, basically, these are just very fancy science terms that Hygrozyme and the bacteria are going to be introduced into your medium and basically just increase the bioavailability of nitrogen, phosphate, and iron within your medium and within your rhizosphere to make it easier for the plant to take it in and absorb that through the rhizosphere. And
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have all of our activity levels there as well.
Is there anything that you recommend not using when using Hygrozyme? Because them being bacteria is something that might kill them or might not let them work as they're supposed to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not really. I mean, all of our products, we've really tried our best to make them compatible with the majority of popular products in the market. The one thing to watch for is disinfectants and sanitizers like hypochlorous acid, bleach. Depending on what dose and what concentration you're using, those do have a risk of affecting beneficial microbes. Not just specifically Hygrozyme, but just in general. Typically, beneficial microbes don't do super well with super strong acids or chemicals. I know that at lower doses, like up to 1 milliliter per gallon, Hygrozyme is compatible with hypochlorous and hydrogen peroxide. But in general, using something like HyClean will protect your bacterial colonies and make sure that those aren't being harmed in any way.
Awesome. Yeah, that was going to be my question. I meant to ask if HyClean would in some way conflict with Hygrozyme, but thanks for answering that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of HyClean's main benefits is that it's very safe and very compatible for beneficial microbes because it doesn't contain any harsh acids.
Awesome.
Yeah. So here at Hygrozyme, we are big fans of science and R&D. We have an in-house R&D team, and we also do a lot of collaborations with local universities and local labs. And this product was no exception. So when we were developing this product, we wanted to make something that would work really well and synergistically with Hygrozyme. We talked earlier in the Hygrozyme section that it does feed beneficial microbes. So it just made sense to us to make products that kind of would be best buds and work together really well. So we did some testing on Hygrozyme and Hygrozyme together. And we saw that with the combination of these two products, we saw dry flower yield increases up to 30%. Total cannabinoid and CBD increases up to 20%, total terpenes up to 20% increase, as well as specifically on the strain we tested, beta myrcene and alpha pinene went up 35 and 30% respectively. So some really, really big, really impressive results on some of these very important qualities.
Yeah, impressive.
And then in terms of application, again, super easy to use. All of our products are liquid formulations, and Hygrozyme is added again as a drench just once per week at about 4 to 8 milliliters per gallon. Because we do have live bacteria within the product, we do recommend using up the mix within 24 hours of mixing where possible. There's a little bit of leeway on that, but you want to make sure that the colonies are at their full activity levels for best results. And then we also recommend using the product within 4 months of opening the bottle and shaking well before each use to ensure that the suspension is, the product is in suspension.
Awesome. Yeah. So just mixing the Hygrozyme by itself or with the nutrients 24 hours before applying.
Not 24 hours before applying. Yes, it can be mixed with nutrients. What we're saying here is once you mix it into your reservoir,
my bad.
you'll want to use that mix within the next 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't want to leave this product in a reservoir for like 3 days kind of thing, 3 to 5 days, just because the activity level of those bacteria will decrease over time.
Okay.
Yeah. So to get the full benefits, we want to use it sooner rather than later. Okay, so Hydro Punch is next up. We're getting into the newer ones here. We have Hydro Punch and then our Nutrient are our newest launches. So we'll finish off with those. Hydro Punch was launched, I believe it was July of this year, into the US. And this is our OMRI certified broad spectrum insecticide, miticide, and fungicide. So basically our biopesticide, our pest control. And this is an essential oil-based product. It is OMRI, which is organic, listed, and it really helps with the control and suppression of spider mites and aphids, as well as diseases like powdery mildew. And we've seen really impressive results so far with this product. And it can be used indoor, greenhouse, and outdoor applications. And we have soybean oil, cinnamon oil, and thyme oil included in the formulation. So a little bit about the mode of action. It does work on contact. And basically the Hydro Punch and the formula, those oils will coat the pests and cause suffocation by blocking the breathing holes, which gets a little bit gory, I know. But it will make sure basically that those pests cannot basically become immune to Hydro Punch. So with a lot of other pesticides, you'll see on the label to only apply 3 times during the growth cycle. Otherwise, you risk the pests building possible resistance. Because of the mode of action and the multiple modes of action included in a biopesticide, we don't run that risk with Hydro Punch. So you have a little bit more leeway with how often you can use it, which is really nice. And it's very safe as well. Very safe to use and has 0-hour post-harvest interval, so you can enter right away, 0-hour reentry interval, so there's no need to kind of close the greenhouse down for a certain period of time after a spray. It's very safe, very easy to use.
Awesome.
Which is prefaced by my next slide here. So in the US, there's a 25B list, which basically just means a list of pre-approved ingredients that they've deemed safe. So Hydro Punch is included on that list. Of course, it is a foliar biopesticide spray. We do still recommend using PPE and safety equipment, but overall, it is a lot safer compared to some of those really chemical-heavy pesticides.
Okay.
And,
Quick question, Leanne. Can we mix this Hydro Punch with other? If we're already doing a foliar spray, can we mix it with other products? Can we mix it with nutrients, with anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a foliar spray product. So unless you're foliar spraying your nutrients, you wouldn't be mixing it into your reservoir. But in terms of other foliar products, it is very compatible. For any of our products, we always recommend doing like a small jar test or just a small batch test before mixing up like a large batch. But in general, yes, anything you're foliar spraying should be compatible. Just maybe do a little bit of a test first.
Awesome. And can we use it as a preventative as well, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a few different doses listed on our label. So you can use it as a preventative at 0.5% dilution, and every 7 to 10 days is recommended for preventative.
Awesome.
Yeah. One thing to note with Hydro Punch and really any foliar product is to make sure you are spraying with the lights off, or if you're outdoor, kind of early morning, later evening, just to avoid any phytotoxicity. This is an oil-based product, so you do want to be mindful of that. But other than that, again, very safe for plants, very safe for people. You may just want to do a small leaf test before applying to the whole batch of plants first as well. So we, again, did some lab tests on Hydro Punch. This one was on powdery mildew. And by spraying Hydro Punch on plants affected by powdery mildew, we saw a reduction in disease pressure up to 70%, which is really, really great, as well as a reduction on up to 98% on spider mite counts on cannabis. Which, again, if you've had spider mite pressure, you know how quickly that can get worse and how quickly it can escalate. So it's really great that we have a natural product that can wipe that out quite quickly. Okay. It looks like I've missed the dilution rates in here, but like I said, 0.5% for preventative, and then you can scale up slowly based on your disease pressure. We do recommend 2% as the highest and not to exceed a 3% dilution, just to avoid that phytotoxicity or burning of any pistils. And again, just do a quick test on one small plant before applying to the whole batch, just because with foliar products, every sprayer works a little bit differently, and every sprayer kind of has a different level that it will cover the plant. So just test with your own sprayer first, and then you should be good to go.
And can we spray like on the later stages of flowering, or?
We don't recommend spraying on later stages. Based on our testing, we recommend you can spray up to week 2 or 3 of flower maximum.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And last one is our most recent launch. This one is brand new. We just launched it in October of this year. This one hit US and Canada, and it's our liquid nutrient A and B. So I'm really excited about this one. So nutrient A and B, they're a 2-part system and complete nutrient solutions that contain all of your needed primary, secondary, and micronutrients that are required for the healthy development of your plant. We've also included a really high quality seaweed extract in our formulation for some added humic acid to give your plants an extra little bit of a boost without having to add another bottle into your lineup. And this can be used, again, indoor, outdoor, greenhouse environments, all grow media, all growth stages. We've tried to make all of our products compatible across the board in terms of whether you're growing indoor, outdoor, and all those good things. So you don't need to switch up your recipe if you have both going on. Hygrozyme is a recipe that can be used across the board. Okay. So just some added details here. We have the pH of each. So A is 6.7 and B is 4.5. And then our NPK levels, A has 301 and nutrient B is 135. And again, this is a 2-part system. So you'd be using both bottles throughout the whole growth cycle in equal parts. So the best way to mix it is to dilute part A, mix that entirely, make sure it's well diluted, and then add in your B, mix again, and then you can add in any additional supplements that you're using in your recipe, and add it into your reservoir and be ready to go.
Awesome.
We have our labels here with our guaranteed analysis. And again, this is all available on our website, or you can always reach out to me as well on Grow World or via email. I'd be more than happy to help anyone that has any questions. And then we have our feeding schedule as well. So this feeding schedule, we have nutrient A and B, of course, and then Hygrozyme, Hydroben, and High Clean as our reservoir inputs. And then High Shield and Hydro Punch, of course, you could add on as foliar applications as well. So this is just our reservoir feeding schedule. And this is all available on our website as well with some added notes there too. And that is everything I had prepped for today. So would love to hear if anyone has any questions or comments or anything else I can help answer.
Well, I have a couple questions for you, Leanne. The cannabis industry is evolving so quickly. Have you noticed any trends or changes in the cultivation needs of growers? How does Hygrozyme keep up with these changes?
Yeah, I mean, this industry is constantly evolving. I've been in this industry since just before legalization in Canada in 2017, and the amount of changes is really wild to see. Lately, within the past couple of months, we've noticed a big shift towards synganic growing, and that's basically like the use of synthetic nutrients. And then, like I mentioned earlier in the presentation, adding in more of those natural or organic inputs to kind of marry the two together, and introduce some things like those beneficials, like those enzymes that are typically naturally occurring that we don't have when we're growing in greenhouse environments. So that's been really cool to see. And I mean, in terms of how do we keep up, we just try to be very open. You know, we are constantly asking growers and asking our customers what they want to see and what's missing, and just kind of keeping our finger on the pulse and trying to keep up the best we can.
Yeah, we can see it with the A and B. Everyone seems to like it. Everyone who's tried it seems to love it. Yeah, and what advice would you give to any commercial grower who wants to improve cultivation processes, and any best practices or tips you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, in general, take a look at your SOPs. SOPs are going to be your absolute best friend when it comes to implementing on a commercial scale, and also cleaning practices. HLVD is becoming a bigger and bigger issue that we're seeing come through with clones. It's been proven that it's coming through with seeds. It can be passed through with pests and other pathogens as well. So keeping an eye on your SOPs and making sure that you have everything documented can be really, really helpful. From a product perspective, the advice that I would have for commercial growers is stay open-minded. You know, there's a ton of companies out there and there's a ton of different products, and it is admittedly hard to know, you know, what's good, what's snake oil, what they should be using. So yeah, reach out to manufacturers, see if they have trials available, see if you can get your hands on the products firsthand, and try it for yourself and keep an open mind.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Leanne, for joining us today. And I want to thank all you guys in the audience for taking your time and being here today. Just a quick note: remember that you guys can try Hygrozyme today. All you got to do is sign up on Grow World, and we be more than happy to send you guys a trial of our products. I've heard nothing but good things. Everyone who's used Hygrozyme, who's given it a chance, loves it, and yeah, it's gonna keep running it. So yeah, definitely go check it out and sign up. So thank you guys. Thank you, Leanne, for taking the time. And yeah, we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Gustavo. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Well, have a great rest of your day.
You too. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.